What's up, people? I'm Alana from Win-Win, and if you are like one of our many squillions of candidates trying to get over from New Zealand into Australia to get a mining job, stay tuned because I'm going to show you in this video exactly what you need to do that. So you want to move over to the lucky country, hey, to potentially get a job within the mining industry. Well, join the queue because basically at the moment, every man, woman, child, dog, person, everywhere, whatever is trying to actually get a job, driving most likely one of these in the mining industry, especially in WA and Queensland. Well, I'm sorry, but if you want a job in the mining industry, quite frankly, unless you're an HD fitter or an underground sparky, you're most likely going to have to move. Since the borders have been open, there's been an influx of candidates come from worldwide. Due to the point of hire of most jobs being the point of hire being the place that they're hiring from, aka the same state, they're not hiring overseas candidates anymore unless, like I said, you're a very skilled trade like an HD fitter. If you're trying to get an entry-level job, probably driving one of these things right here, most likely, then pretty much you're going to have to move full stop because there are a ton of qualifications and things that you're going to need to be in contention to get one of these jobs. Let's go through them now. Starting off with some of the paperwork, you're going to need this thing here. It's called a tax file number. When you start earning those big mining bucks, you're going to be needing to pay a ton of cash every single year to the taxman. That is why you're going to need one of these. To get one, you go on to ato.gov.au. You're also going to need most likely an Australian bank account and a superannuation account. Some companies would pay it into a New Zealand super account or bank account, but very few. So you may as well hit the ground running, get over here and set up your bank account, especially on the first day. To do that, you need the address. This is why it's essential to be in Australia. You're going to need an address, and to get all those things that I just mentioned there, you're going to need to have at least a rental agreement. So if you've got a mate who can do one up and you're going to live with them, happy days, then get that. You're also going to need an Australian phone number, obviously, because if you're applying for jobs in Australia, obviously employers are going to have to try to ring you, and they're most likely not going to ring New Zealand. Now, even though they're not my favourite, quite frankly, Telstra is the most widely used telecommunications company within Australia, especially on the mine sites. If you go with another company that I'm not even going to mention, then there's a high chance that when you do get to the mines, you're not actually going to be able to call your loved ones, which is a big bump. Now, when you come over to Australia as well, you're going to have to get your licenses and qualifications swapped over. And the number one thing that you need to do is a driver's license. You can get this done within 3 months. I suggest, however, hit the ground running. The moment that you land here, start getting all these things which are going to make you actually applying for these jobs and having it all on your resume a lot more of an attractive candidate as opposed to somebody who doesn't. Now, coming over from New Zealand, if you've got qualifications like tracks, wheels and rollers, if you want to get an RPL, recognition of prior learning, I suggest doing a video of yourself actually operating these. Then some RTOs will actually be more likely to then give you the qualification at a cheaper rate. You're of course going to need a resume. That's where you contact us.